afternoon to the viewers in the live stream and whoever's watching after the stream is done. We got another live stream. We got Velez, Crypto Rally, Petro King, Richard Desmond, Recful, Dominic Mysterio, Bizzle, the P1 to B, the 1P to B. Is that the one person beat? Is that what it is? Moonwolf says, are we running yet? Are we running wild? Well, the stock market is running wild. Holy crud. When's the last time we said crud? What a move. What a move. I saw Nvidia came back down again. So let's see if she comes back down. You know, if Nvidia kind of stalls out a little bit, something to watch. Coinbase is making a lower high. It's tough. I think this is going to be a really nasty trap. I don't know how long it's going to last, but oh man. Even MSTR is pushing now. It's bullish. Like, we're going. But I don't know. I don't think this is going to end well for people who don't get out. Maybe I'm wrong, but we got Vegeta, Let's Go Super Pump May, Gumal, Mr. Kaz, or Mirzakap, Petro King, Craig Coates, Javier Blanco, Brandon Lunk, more Sideways Forever. First 80K, then 40K. Yeah, I mean, 80K is not that far away either. The 200-day moving average is getting really close. It used to be 87, now it's 84, man. What if that's what we got to hit? What do you think? You think we come up? It has happened every time. It is worth noting. And what's interesting is if we mark it every time it does come, and then we change it to the 5-day time frame, you could get some bearish propaganda going around. 5-day stock RSI is overbought. 5-day stock RSI is overbought both times. 5-day stock RSI is overbought. You know, I mean, I'm with the bulls here, but for how much longer? How much longer are they going to be able to do this? What do you think? I mean, this is now day 20. Well, this is not day 20, but we're on 20 days so far. After this 5th day candle passes, 5-day candle passes, it's going to be 20 days up here doing nothing. Y'all are too bearish. First 138K, then 30K. Is that what you think? Let's start a poll. Let's see what the poll says. Get the poll started. In my neighborhood, gas is $7 a gallon. Wow. Yeah, it's like 4 and change. But we got a nice little top forming. Triple top, maybe. I don't know. You think the whole globe would top out together? What usually happens to SPY when oil tops out? Yeah, but look, I mean, you could see oil crashed with SPY in January. Looks like oil bounced, or oil went down when SPY bounced, and then they went down together. Here they crashed together. Yeah, here they topped together too and said, whoa, I didn't notice that. Even in 2018, oil topped with SPY. They rallied together. Yeah, I'm not so sure I'm convinced this whole narrative, well, when oil tops were bullish. I don't know if I buy that. Oil was bullish in 2018. Does anybody remember the narrative for oil? I don't know if I buy that narrative. Demon for 2 says, update on Uber. I appreciate the 2. What happened to Uber? Did it break $90? No, it didn't move. Ah, so we were kind of right? If she's bearish below 79. This guy says this time is actually different. Maybe it is. I'm sorry. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Uber is still stuck in that downtrend. So as long as we're below 79, it is bearish. It might not be the best sign that you pulled back, but the earnings is gambling. We could speculate that it is bearish because we are in a downtrend and we are below the 382. All right. The last time you had earnings, it actually gapped up and then crashed the next day. When you had earnings in 2025, it was bullish. So we could favor bearish because it is below 79. But I appreciate the 2. Now, earnings is still 5 days away. So a rally into earnings, right, might make it a little bit more bullish. But if we start moving down like this, it's bad. Because you can see you didn't hit the trend line, but you came near it. Then we started selling off, and then the earnings sent it down. So we hit the trend line or came near it. If the sell-off continues, earnings will probably send it down. So we could favor down for now. And as long as it's below 79, it is bearish. I do appreciate the 2. Thank you very much. So what is going on? What do we got? Yeah, Coinbase is really still pretty low. How are the Bitcoin stocks? Wow, Riot just made another high. Yeah, this is a weird bear market. It's definitely different this time. I agree with you actually. I mean, Riot looks like it's gonna go even higher. Definitely a bizarre bear market for sure. I mean, the Bitcoin stocks didn't even really go down. They've been the same price. Look at this one. This is unless it's about to happen, like if we're here, something like I guess it's not even impossible. Look, December of 2026. I guess it's not impossible. That's why if we really are bearish from here, it's going to be really bad. Because the stocks really aren't doing that poorly. which in 2022, they just went down right away. This time around, they're not doing that. You're not getting the same market structure. I mean, if you compare Riot to now, it's not really doing much. You can't even. It didn't even move. Should I put 200K on Dash? Good luck, man. New monthly candle. Yeah, it is. It's 3 green months in a row. Let's take a look. Stock RSI is trying to curl up. Yeah, but that happened in 2014. Yeah, that happened in 2014. Did we get a new 2-month candle? Oh, wow, we got a new 2-month candle too. Yeah, that's interesting. We got a new 2-month candle. Yeah, nah, we really should be deep. We're deep in this bear market, man. I don't buy this rally. I don't buy this rally one bit. There's no way. Look at where it is. It takes months. It takes a year to recover from this. July of 2018 to July of 2019. This chart tells me that it's not bullish. Biggest bear trap in NBA history. Maybe it is, maybe it is. For me, I'm waiting until the end of the year. I can't. Not when there's only 5 months left. I made it this long. I could wait another 5 months. Which I wonder now, what does the MACD look like? Oh, wow. The Moonboys are going to start running wild soon. Look at that. Uh-oh. 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 The Moonboys are going to see this. We're getting bullish. It is. It is. Can't deny it. It is. But if we're still the same price in another month, at some point it's got to go down. Buy Dash at 38, sell it. What's up, Alex? Invest. Just wait till June. What's in June? My loneliness is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe. You still believe in what? That we're in a bull market? Do you guys think for the people that are bullish, do you think we're in a new bull market or the same bull market? What do you think? Demon for 2 says, thanks for the update. Oh, Demon for 3. I appreciate the 3, man. Thank you very much. Helps out a lot. Appreciate that. Yeah, good luck, man. I sense you're gambling on Uber earnings. Good luck. Matthew Dropko says, I'm late. Are we rich? I'm not rich. June is going to be the biggest crash. Why June? What's in June? Man, the S&P is just does not stop. She's not stopping. Matthew Dropko, welcome back to BTC Whale for 46 months. Holy macaroni. It's almost 4 years coming up. I appreciate that, man. Not even worth asking for my coins. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Even though Bitcoin and the S&P is going up, the doo-doo coins aren't moving. So that tells me we're probably, I mean, look at Solana. There's not even a candle. It's just wicks. I mean, listen, either it is different this time and this is the bottom, or we are really, really about to go straight down. That's what I'm prepared for. I'm not prepared for a bull market. I'm prepared for straight down. So the doo-doo coins are most likely going to follow. I mean, look at this. It's not moving. Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna get something. I don't know. I it's tough. You know, I see the bullish argument, but nothing else is moving except for Bitcoin. I don't know if that's bullish. So many channels on YouTube are saying the low is in. I mean, I don't watch YouTube anymore. I stopped completely after March. Dude, the bears on the stock market are getting eaten alive. The bears, what am I trying to say here? It's the same thing every time in the sense that whoever's going to be bullish is bullish no matter what, and whoever's bearish is bearish no matter what. So, and the reality is the most likely outcome is probably nothing. Because for me, once my bearish indicators got invalidated on April 1st, there's no reason to be bearish. And people have been calling for a crash for a month, and we're just doing nothing. That's why I like to stock RSI. Stock RSI says we're probably not going to move. And we haven't. Well, we went up. But now I think we're entering that point where the absence of a move up will actually start letting us know we are going to go down pretty soon. So what is pretty soon and what is going down? Which I appreciate the sub from Mr. Dropco. I don't necessarily think this has to be that soon, especially with the Moonboy theory in play. For me, I'm actually starting to hope, and I'm starting to think it could be in play here. I think we are going to get something like this. Because the momentum is extremely bullish and the stock market is extremely bullish. So there's really no reason to go down. And this lines up with the Moonboy theory. Because the Moonboy theory, believe it or not, we've been turning bearish a month before. We turned bearish in March of 2024. We turned bearish in November of 2021. And we turned bullish in February, technically, and the Moonboy event was in March. So I'm thinking for the Moonboys in the chat, if you are bullish, maybe we are bullish until June or July. And the reason why I kind of hope that happens is because A, the channel will do better because people are bullish and they'll watch. And B, we'll know the absence of a move up makes it bearish. Because if the Moonboy event comes and goes and we still don't go up, now you're in trouble. Now you're in real trouble. Because even in the bull market, we had the Moonboy event, but we made a new all-time high. So if we get the bullish Moonboy event and we don't go up, then we know, holy macaroni, brace for impact. Because the next one isn't until next summer. So if we don't move, like that's the thing though, once it passes, it's not bullish anymore. So we kind of got to start moving now. And realistically, like I said, it's actually July. So we have 2 months to start pumping. I mean, like, I'm with you. You cannot get a more bullish environment than what we have right now. It's impossible. I mean, I could make a Moonboy argument right now. You have the bullish Moonboy event. You have the stock RSI max bullish on every single time frame. You have the stock market going straight up, new all-time highs. Everything is perfect. So if it's July 4th and we're still at 77K, I gotta say that's it. And I'm probably gonna start planning for the move down. So for me personally, not that my personal preference is relevant, but I kind of do hope we just sit here because it lets the market give its signal for what it's going to do, but it also lets the Moon Boys come into the chat. Bizzle for 5. I appreciate the 5. Quick outlook on BMR, Tom Lee stock. I appreciate the 5. BMNR. Is this really a big... Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, what if this is a good play? I'm gonna add that to the list. BMNR. Yeah, it looks like we're starting to move here. Hold on a second. BMNR, that's interesting. I can't say I know, but it has been bearish since June, which means it could bottom early. It could be. It could be. I think it could be. This is a good one, maybe. I'm gonna have to look at how much are these guys holding? Wow, MicroStrategy's holding 800,000 Bitcoin. Bullish? Oh, these guys don't really have that much. I don't even see them on here. BMNR? They don't have any Bitcoin. Is it Ethereum? Is it Ethereum? They don't even have any Bitcoin. They're not even on here. Well, regardless, it's following something. It's following some type of crypto move. So it could be a good play. I would say we're still technically bearish as long as it's below $25. The downtrend is breaking though. That's a good sign. But it looks like as long as it's below $24, it is bearish. If you can get over $30, then you're going to start seeing a big move, I think. So I would say bearish below 24. A break over 24 sends you to 29. A break over 29, you're really bullish because you'd break over the low from August and the 382 retracement. It does kind of look like MSTR though. I'm gonna have to watch this. This is on my watch list. 5% of ETH. Oh, it's yeah, so it is an ETH stock. Is there like a ETH treasury website? It could be. You know what? You said they have 5% of the Ethereum. It could be, man. I'm glad you brought that up. I think I'm gonna put it on the watch list. Because I know when we go bullish, like for real, these kinds of stocks do better. Now, it doesn't mean they will, but it's worth a gamble. Especially if we get one more push down, I would definitely probably gamble, or at least keep an eye on it. But at the same time, I remember I bought this SBET. Oh no, I didn't actually. I think I bought something else. Yeah, didn't this do something too? I guess it could be a gamble, but I guess because Tom Lee is popular, maybe it could be like a fake MSTR, you know? BMNR is the ETH treasury. Tom Lee is out of his mind. Nanangoyan says I'm all in. Good luck, man. Good luck. Again, for me, I'm going to respect the Moonboy theory, but at the same time, I don't give it as much power as I once did because we did make a new all-time high when we weren't supposed to. So that means we could make a new low when we weren't supposed to either. For me, at least. I'm not saying that you have to follow that. BMNR is better. Yeah, it's worth a watch. You think it could go on an MSTR run? Oh, what if it does? Yeah, right? Because MSTR was a nothing too, right? It was $11 and it went all the way to 100. And then it went to 500. So what if this goes to like 13 and then it goes all the way back to 100? At what price will you say we're not in a bear market anymore? Probably when we break the all-time high. That's what I would say. It's a cop-out answer, but I'm pretty sure you asked me that up here too, you know. It's we're in uncharted water to an extent because we do have a bullish Moonboy event and we have the stock RSI going to the moon. So I don't know what exactly they're cooking up here, you know? Like, could we really go back to 99,000 and then go down? I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't look that bad, you know? Do you think that looks that bad? I guess it kind of does, right? We'd go from 100K down to 45K. I don't know if that's possible. I'd probably be bearish until we break the high. Do I think Doge will make a run like 2024? I think if it doesn't break the low from 2022, then it can, yeah. That's what I think. I think if Dogecoin holds up without taking this low, like if we can bottom in this area here, which we almost hit it, we went down to 7.9. If Doge has one more little dump like this, maybe we're already in here. If we get one more little move down like this, then I think yes. Because there's not that much time left to be bearish either. We only have 5 months left. And that's the reality. We only have 5 more months of being bearish. So I wonder, is this the trend line, you think? Is this what we're sitting on? Yeah, but at the same time, if we broke this trend line, that would be really bad. Let's use XRP. Did XRP ever break trend lines? Oh, wow, XRP has the same trend line. Yeah, but XRP did break the trend line on COVID. Yeah, no shit. XRP literally has the same trend line. But then you ask, does XRP come back to the trend line? That's another 57%. Where's the bear market over for XRP? Wow, XRP has the same exact trend line as Dogecoin. That's interesting. So I guess Doge would have to hold here. Because my guess would be if it ends up breaking, we might not be able to get back over it. You know? That's a tough one. Spirit Airlines is about to go out of business. Really? Everything dumps May 15th. What's May 15th? Mara is the second biggest holder of Bitcoin. Yeah, but that's the problem. Mara stinks. You know, you had to have bought the exact bottom and you got a 10x. Whoa, this thing's coming back to life. Yeah, these crypto stocks are definitely they're definitely more bullish than I think they should be, you know? Like it doesn't even feel like a bear market, honestly. It really doesn't. I mean, obviously MSTR did collapse by 80%, but that's smaller than what it did last time by a lot. Last time it went down 90%. 90% is all the way down. It's $50. STRC dividend May 15th. Is that the first dividend they're paying? I don't even know how that works. Whatever happened to the RSI? Wasn't the daily RSI doing something? Wasn't it doing a downtrend? Did we break the downtrend? Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, snap. The downtrend didn't break yet. Will-Fi is at all-time low. I don't know what that is. Well, you know what? At least we know, like, at least we know the Moonboy thing is still there. It is. It's undeniable. So when do we go all in? We gotta, I guess we have to be all in, right? So the peak, so where's the peak gonna be? June 2027 is the first rally. Yeah, we might have to dive into it again. That shit works, man. Unbelievable. Oh man, that's like one of the biggest reasons why I stopped. When we were down here, I was really saying to myself, there's no way that's actually it. And then once we went up to 68K, I was like, I guess that is it. Damn. Are we really gonna rally until June? I don't even remember where they are. I think I do, but I want to be sure. I think it's August, right? Yeah. August, July. So we could potentially be bullish until here, which is really interesting. But then that's where that's where the can of worms comes in. Because there's a long period between these two. And the last time you had that big period, you could say was here. So we were super bullish. But you could also say here. This one was monstrous. So I wonder, do we do something like this? You know? I mean, obviously it's not going to be this exaggerated, but it would be compressed. The bottom would be in the end of the year. I can't get it to fit, but you get what I'm saying. I guess I have to be open to it because the S&P says that's what's happening. We got Bizzle for 5 says outlook on Bitcoin dominance. I appreciate the 5. Yeah, I'm not too sure, honestly, with the Bitcoin dominance. It's probably going to be bullish because I think we're in a bear market, and the fact that the alts are not moving, Bitcoin would only go higher from here, and it's probably going to go up. Because ETH Bitcoin doesn't look good at all. And Solana is dying. Yeah, look at Solana, man. I see non-Angoyans trying to say the bull market started, but I don't know. Solana's dying. So I think the Bitcoin dominance will probably go higher. What happened to sell in May go away? I think we looked at it in the past, and it's only 50% right. Sell in May go away. But I would imagine the Bitcoin dominance is probably going to go up. Does it have to come up to here, you think? Maybe we go like this, and then we get a big move down. That would be nice. Imagine. That would be so much hopium in the air if we did this. But it probably comes up here to like 70%. Because think about it, right? Even if we're Moonboys, when Bitcoin goes up, the Bitcoin dominance goes up. That's always been the case when you start the bull market. Happened in 2019, happened in 2023, and it didn't exist in 2013. Here, you'd have to zoom in. It went from 98 to 99. I guess technically it did go up, but you can't really go higher than 99%. So even if you're in a bull market, the dominance should go up. But I have to respect the bullishness. It's there. The bullish propaganda is at 100 right now. It's bullish communism. It's definitely there. If I were a bear, I'd be hiding, which I am a bear, but I'm respecting the bullishness. I mean, look at this. This is legitimately bullish. So I have to respect it. But I appreciate the 5. I think the dominance goes up either way. It's bullish, but I think it's a bullish rally in a bear market, personally. If I had to guess, I think we could be bullish for the couple months or sideways, and then once the eclipse passes, it's perma bear season. No, actually, I think once July passes, it's perma bear season. Because again, look at 2019. You had your eclipse and we turned death. It was death bearish. And then here was also death bearish. Now this doesn't look like much, but it was 33%. So I have to imagine Bitcoin failing to go into the upper 80s. Even if we went to 82, 35% is 53,000. So it's definitely an interesting situation to be in. That's why I'm just watching. I'm not doing anything. What's up, Moonbound? QQQ is going to 700. Yeah, I was wondering if they're going to make a stock split for some of this. Maybe that marks the top. What a rally this thing had, man. $28, no pullback. Had one pullback here. Are they going to do stock splits on that on the ETFs? I guess they have to, right? My target is 52 to 49,000. Yeah, I think we'll be able to buy Bitcoin below 50,000 personally. $60K was the bottom for Bitcoin. I think there's more people that think that than people are giving credit for. Like if I read comments, a lot of people are bullish, a lot of people are bearish too, but this notion that everyone is bearish is just simply not true. I just personally I can't FOMO in at a 52% correction, you know? Because when I buy in, I don't want to get in and out. I want to buy in and just hold. I don't want to go sell for a 10% gain, then have to time it. Gary Gensler leaving was bad for crypto. Yeah, remember him? Remember the Gensler coin? How are the doo-doo coins doing? That's the question too. How are the doo-doo... Oh, Leash just got rugged again. Oh, it got rugged. It's permanent rug. How's Doge on Mars? It's still bearish. Every time I think of Mongoose, I think of Non-Ngoyan. Remember Mongoose? Yeah, but the thing is, it actually did have a big run. It just didn't go back to the high. Yeah, I see. They're still making scam coins, huh? Here's another Wojak. Whoa. Look at this. Are you guys still buying these coins? Yeah, NPC's holding up too. If I wait long enough, I'm gonna miss the entire train. That's okay. As a YouTuber, it's impossible to miss the crypto train. The higher we go, the more revenue I make. So if we go up or down, to me, it doesn't matter. 4chan actually holding up well. Yeah, I think I saw that a couple weeks ago. I looked. Yeah, it is. These doo-doo coins, I will say this bear market is not like the others, for the old coins at least. But that's because they're already down. That's why. They already went down. So, right, ETH fell by 64%. But the thing is, though, Bitcoin going to 50K will send Ethereum down here. It's a very, very unique situation we're in. It's a very, very unique situation we're in. Oh, we already broke this uptrend. Oh, Ethereum already broke the uptrend. Hold on a second. Yeah, so maybe uptrends don't necessarily mean that much. Because this is technically the uptrend here. It's tough, tough call. I don't know how much lower Dogecoin can go. Well, if Doge does actually get a big rally on this, then maybe it's not coming down here. Like, I'm not going to say forever it has to come down here. But a lot of people didn't think it was coming down here. So I think I started saying 5 cents in November. Yeah. So it fell by 55%. And a lot of people were making fun of me saying that it's not going down here. So if it doesn't go down that low, then fine. I'm not going to say forever it has to go down. But at the same time, I'm openly saying every single day, listen, it's time for it to pump now. So what I would say is this is where Doge should pump. So a rally all the way up to like 20 cents, yeah, you're probably not going down to 5 cents. I would say definitely not. But you'll get a retracement from there, probably back to 8 cents, and then we'll get the bull run. But on the same token, this is when Doge is supposed to pump. So anything other than a 20-cent rally, you may still go down to 5 cents. Because the same dump, as people like to use the word dumpage, the same dump comes from the same stock RSI. So that's where it's kind of like, holy crap, man. Like, we kind of have to go up. Because coming out of this stock RSI, Doge fell by 74%. Coming out of this stock RSI, Doge fell by 72%. Could you imagine if we fell by 72%? So we kind of have to go up. I mean, even here, you can see stock RSI hit overbought. We fell by 65%. Stock RSI was overbought. We fell by 60%. So you're looking at least 60% down from this stock RSI hitting overbought. So if we went down 60%, that puts us all the way at 4 cents. However, a rally up to 20 cents puts you back to where you already were. So maybe we don't go to 20, maybe we go to like 16, and then we go down to 6. I think this summer is going to be critical for Dogecoin because the missing piece is the big green candle. So a big green candle for Dogecoin would actually avoid 5 cents. And somebody asked before if there's going to be a 2024 run. I think there would be, again, assuming we stay above this box or in it. If we stay in it or above it, then I think we're okay. I get scared when we start breaking this box. because I start pulling up old coins from 2017 that broke the box and then they just went to zero. So, I mean, I haven't even looked at Shiba in a while. What is Shiba doing? Yeah, see, Shiba's at that point right now. So we kind of want to see a scam pump. We kind of want to see a Shiba scam pump, a scam pump. Because if Shiba goes any lower than this, I don't know if it's going to recover. Like you'll get a bull market at some point, but it's probably going to be a retracement just like this. Oh wow, even Shiba did an 8x. I don't think Shiba is going to go back to the high if it ends up going like this. There's no way. So I think Doge could get a big run, assuming it stays over above this or in it. And this summer is going to tell you because look at the momentum. I mean, man, it's tough to say that it's bearish because it's not right now, but how much longer is it going to stay like this? See how you did something very similar here? Stock RSI went up. We pumped though. This was a big pump. We went from 11 cents to 18. Right now we're at 11 cents, but we're already moving up. So I think if Doge could get to like 15 cents even, that would be nice. That'd be really nice for my YouTube channel. Then the bear market finishes and Doge might only go to like 7 or 6 cents. Then I think we recover. I think this summer is critical for Dogecoin. The reason why for me I want that to happen, I want this to hold, is because then it opens up the door for Bitcoin Cash rally, where Bitcoin Cash, which this was my original concept. You came down to this box and then we went up. Which, by the way, Bitcoin Cash totally immune to the bear market, man. It's been the same price all year, actually for 2 years now. Very, very odd bear market, I will say. It's actually been a very long time since I've skimmed through all these coins. Yeah, so Dash not only has no bull market, I guess, yeah, Dash is done. Some guy in the chat said he wants to buy Dash. I don't know, man. Oh, Zcash is immune to the bear market. Yeah, very weird. Very, very weird bear market this time around, I will say. Very, very weird bear market. Okay, now this is interesting. Even if you take the bull market from 2021 and you overlay it to this, it still says there's one more move down. And if you overlay it to here, there's definitely one more move down. So don't get trapped. Wait for lower prices. I mean, at the end of the day, people are going to do whatever they want to do regardless. And I know that. I mean, I've done that plenty of times. So I can just present the information and you make your decision. That's it. They won't let you make any money in crypto anymore. Yeah, it's tough, but that's why if you just stick to the basics, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. We got 100 viewers. Welcome. Welcome. The easy mode is over. Yeah. Crypto days. Well, I'm not going to say that necessarily the crypto days are over, because there is a time to be bullish, like euphorically bullish. And I think that time is going to be, I actually can't definitively say. I don't know. When did we say it was? August of 2028? So I'm going to assume, actually, hold on. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, nah, this is definitely going to be a tough one here. This is the closest they've ever been. You got to be out, or not you, but we got to be out completely before Christmas of 2028, which is in 2 years. Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, look at this. Then you got June. Yeah, no, I could see it. I could see it doing the same thing, where the first crash is in December, and then we get a fake rally in June, and then the top. Yeah, no, it's actually changing though, because yeah, wait a second, hold on. Oh, okay, yeah. No, it's gonna work. No, it is gonna work. Oh my God, it is gonna work. Look, because the next orange one is at the end of the year. No, I'm telling you, man, the Moonboy theory, we messed it up, but it's literally almost perfect. Because even with the 4 year cycle, the next orange line after this one is November of 2030, which is 4 years from now, which is projected to be the bear market. So that means for us, for those of you that care, the best time to make money is going to be here. Yeah, no, for sure. You have to be out. You have to be all cash by Christmas 2028. And for those of you that want to gamble, that's fine. Just like here, that's what we said, man. It doesn't really bother me anymore because it's so far away. But we did say you got to be all cash by January Q1. And look at where the time to make money was. It was here. But the beautiful thing about next cycle is our white line is right on top of the orange one. So it's like, yeah, you're going to go right from, it's just going to be max bullish, and then it's going to be bearish right away. So I even think Halloween 2028 got to be gone, out of the market. That's 2 years from now. But you got to ask yourself this, does this really look realistic? How do I make this white? Does this really look realistic? We're going to 300,000. I don't think that looks realistic. I think this is just a blimp. Someone said it before, a blip on the radar. Then we go down, and then we turn bullish. Now you're cooking. That looks legit. Something like this. And the 4 year cycle supports that as well. right? The top's supposed to be 2029. Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, 100%, man. That's that's it. And because the momentum is now moving. Oh yeah, look at the momentum. Yeah, no. Dude, is that really what it is? I shit you not, I marked these lines without even noticing the stock RSI on the bottom. Like, obviously, it was there the whole time, but my brain wasn't picking it up. But now that I'm looking at it, it's literally where the shit topped out. So the momentum is going to top out in July, which means some of these coins might start turning bearish in June. Yeah, maybe we are bullish until the summer. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Look at that. I hope this is what it looks like. You know what I was asking myself before? What happened in 2015? It's been a while since I looked at these. What happened in 2015? Did we make another low after March of 2015? Yeah, yeah, look, March of 2015, and then we were bearish. And then September of 2015. Oh, they were right on top of each other, that's why. Oh no, there wasn't one in September of 15. Sorry. That was a fake one. September. Yeah, it's tough. This is the first time. This is the first time this is ever happening. So it's gonna be interesting to say the least. But I think for me, like I said before, I think because we made a new all-time high with the white lines, we could make another low with the orange lines. So for me, I would rather us be bullish for another 2 months, get everyone back in the channel, get the channel revenue going up, the views, everything. Then we're bearish from July until October, November. That's what I would like to see. And that seems very likely with the S&P doing what it's doing and the fact that we just had an FOMC meeting with no reversal down. That's worth pointing out. But it doesn't mean we have to go to the moon. It just means we might sit here like 2018. So I'm open to whatever. I don't think we're going to make a new all-time high, but I'm not going to stand in the way of. I say it every single day. You're not getting a more bullish environment than what you're in right now. It's impossible, literally. So anything other than 100,000 is bearish. That's how I would word it. Anything other than 100,000 is bearish. It's been so long since we've had euphoria. Yeah, since March almost of 2024. Actually, I'm glad you said that. Let's look at the Cutler RSI. The Cutler RSI is pretty good too. Yeah, for sure. Look, when you get these yellow, oh, it pulled back. That's not bullish. Yeah, this is a good indicator too. Reverse Cutler RSI. When this thing prints a yellow box, it's time to go. I'm telling you, man, I really think we're gonna. I don't think we're ever gonna make it the way we thought we would, but I think we'll be okay. I really do. Because, like, we see the signals, we just ignore them. So next time, listen, man, It doesn't matter what YouTube says. It doesn't matter what your heart tells you. It doesn't matter that your dreams want to come true. Dreams don't ever come true. No, they do sometimes. When you get this yellow bar, you must exit. You must form a single file line. Please exit as the rug will commence. It happens every time. See? May of 2019. Even though the top was in June, if you got out in May, you didn't get hosed. Now for us, we definitely almost came to the yellow box. So we have to respect that there is a possibility that the bottom is in for the RSI. But as you can see in 2022, this yellow box was not the bottom. The bottom was up here. So that's why my hopium to the Moonboys would be, there's a chance this yellow box actually happens faster than we think, than normal. So we might be here already. We might be in here already. So we'll have to monitor this because it's more sensitive than the RSI. I don't know what the calculation is, but it's like a sophisticated, I don't have an answer. I really don't know what makes it move. Oh wow, we did hit yellow on the, oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, maybe that was the low for the RSI. But again, I'm not going to say that it's the bottom for the price because this was not the top for the price. You see? December of 2023 was not the top for the price. It was just the best time to start making money. Like, if you already started making money, you probably should have gotten out. Like, not get out immediately, but like start looking for the exit. But it wasn't the actual top. So clearly we were very oversold, and obviously it's easy to say after the fact, but I'm personally telling you before now, I don't think that's the bottom because this was not the top. But it was definitely very oversold. But I do like this indicator. Let's see what the monthly is telling us. Okay, so the monthly is actually not as skeptical. Septic tank? What's the word I'm looking for? Something with a susceptible? Is that it? It's not susceptible to a bullish divergence. It looks like you make a new low every time. So we'll see. Oh, wow, this actually turned down. Hold on a second. This red moving average turned down. Ooh. Hold on. How do I remove this again? I don't remember. Yeah, we're gonna have to start doing some, we're gonna have to start making some charts pretty soon. Right now, I've kind of just been winging it every live stream. Not really doing much. But we do got to start preparing. Yeah, that's interesting. The red moving average went down. I think it actually goes down before the move. Yeah, I don't know. That's not bullish though, that it's okay, this one's bullish. Like, you see how this went down in November of, I remember showing you, or maybe I showed the members. I don't think I showed you guys. Oh yeah, this is supposed to be premium content. Whoops. I remember I showed the members in November, or December, or whatever it was. I was like, look, this red line went down, which is bearish, and we went down, but now it's going up. So we might be bullish. But you could potentially argue that you are doing something like 2022, where maybe this white line is going to come down. We're going to get a big rally and then the bottom and then the bull market starts. I could see that happening. I really think whoever, listen, maybe it's different this time, maybe it's a bull market, but I really think if we just survive this last bull trap, the easy money is going to come after that because you went from January to April just straight up. Even in 20 whatever year this was, you went from 2015 straight up. But we are definitely closer to the end of the bear market. We're halfway through, I think. So I think we have one more move down because at the same time, you don't want to deny the fact that you came down here every time. Now, we didn't quite hit yellow, so maybe it doesn't happen this time, but I do think you get at least one more move down. The 1 week is bullish. What's a good time frame? 3 weeks? Yeah, so 3 week we did hit oversold. But you did that in 2022 and you bounced. Yeah, you did that in 2019 as well. Okay, so you did hit the yellow box May of 2024. Yeah, no, this is a legitimate indicator, man. Oh man, you did hit the yellow box in 2024. It's been bearish since 2024. I think there's one more move down left. Oh, Ethereum is done. Ethereum is bearish. It's not even attempting to go up. Let's see the monthly. Okay, monthly is bullish. That's good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one more move left down. But that's going to be a good indicator to use. The only reason I'm in is because 2025 was 5 waves, then 2026 year-long expanded flat. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do whatever you think is going to play out. You know? The only thing I would say is have a stop loss. That's it. Even if you're bearish, you need to have some type of stop loss. Because most of the time, if your stop loss gets hit, you're probably wrong. But there's nothing wrong with being wrong. It's about not getting evaporated into the ether. That's the difference. Like if you're wrong, but you live to fight another day, then who cares? You live to fight another day. But if you're wrong and you go down on your sword saying, I don't care, it must happen, you get evaporated. So just don't get evaporated. It's that simple. Like people that are saying, I'm going to miss the run or whoever is going to miss the run. Like, I don't know if you were around, but Bitcoin went all the way up and the coins went down. Yeah, I told you guys this 2 days ago. If you bought doo-doo coins at the absolute bottom, there's a good chance you were underwater by the end of the year, which is what happened to most of us. So even if it's different this time and the stars align and we go like this, I'm not buying Bitcoin at 80,000. I'll buy something else. I'll wait for Bitcoin to get near 125,000 and then I'll buy Solana. Even if I have to buy it at 120, that's okay. I'll ride it from 120 to 400, get a 4x. I'm not falling for the FOMO. It probably stems from YouTube. The YouTube FOMO propaganda. Those days are over. Oh, if you don't buy in, you're going to miss it. I've been here now for long enough to know you don't miss shit if you don't buy the exact bottom. Except for Bitcoin. If you don't buy the bottom on Bitcoin, yeah, you miss Bitcoin, but There's no bottom. It just keeps going down. Now, Bitcoin does have a bottom, but there's a bajillion coins, you know? And that is the beautiful thing about YouTube is when the bull market does come, YouTube just erupts, you know? Like I say this all the time. I look at my YouTube earnings, I'm like, dude, if I would have just did nothing, you know, I would be so in a good position. That's what I'm gonna do this time. Just do nothing. Even if I don't even buy anything and I just make bullish propaganda for 4 years, you know, I'll be fine. So that's why I'm playing my cards much better this time around. I'm not buying non-Ngoyan Inu and, you know, Rice Boy, Rice, Rice Jack. I'm just gonna buy basic stuff and make the money the long way. The get rich quick didn't work. I mean, it almost worked, but we got greedy. So how do you know you don't get greedy again? You don't. So don't put yourself in that position. If you can't physically lose all your money, you won't. But if you're all in on a need to max win, you could lose all your money. Not to mention the idea, maybe we do get another generational run, right? Maybe I do deposit a little bit of money in a Solana wallet and start clicking buttons. But the difference is having to click buttons and choosing to click buttons. We made it so we had to click buttons. But maybe next time around we can choose to click buttons. And you usually make more money when you choose to do something versus having to do something. Every time I've had to be right, I was wrong, except for one time recently. But every time I had all my money on something and I said this has to work, it never works. With the exception of one recent move. But I don't want to put myself in that position anymore. I'm too old. Because if I did lose, I can't start over. Like physically, I can't. So I have to limit my upside as well. You know, I can't put my entire net worth on Dogecoin anymore. I just can't do it. It would be nice, but even if Doge did go to 5 cents, I still can't put all my money in. Because how do we know that it doesn't do a little pump and then goes down, you know? I would rather take the safer route and then take risks from a position of strength where maybe I do put, let's just say I put 5K in a Solana wallet and I start clicking buttons. That I would definitely be open to doing. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just run the same play twice, but be smarter about it. That's the beautiful thing about not being in, is if you're not in, you have options. If you're already in, you need the price to go up. If you're not in, maybe it goes up without you, but that's fine. There's a million coins. If you're already all in on what's a coin that people buy? If you're already all in on Fartcoin, you need Fartcoin to go up. Which means if Fartcoin gets decimated, there's a 0% chance you recover. If Fartcoin goes like this, because Bitcoin goes to 100,000, but NPC doesn't move, maybe NPC isn't going to move, but I'll take the risk that it does move a little bit. You know? Even Maneki's just absolute rubbish, man. I don't know. I mean, I look at this and I just don't feel any FOMO. I don't feel it at all. This actually looks like a worse version of this. And I think it's because Solana's not moving. But what I will say, even if you do go back to that Cutler RSI, we're definitely getting really close to that time where it's like, all right, now I could start taking a little bit of risk. Because if you look at Doge, it kind of looks like you did form some type of low. But the problem is there's two of them. There was two of them here. There was two of them here. We only have one. So the second one should be the bottom. Even though the higher low didn't, even though there was a higher low in 2022, you still had 2 attempts. So that's why I said earlier in the stream, the summer is going to be very indicative of what Doge is going to do. Because if Doge has a nice rally in the summer, then this higher low could be a higher low. But if Doge does nothing, this could be a lower low in price. But I do think the bear market's halfway done. Like we're probably, I'm not saying we're in July of 2022, but we're in something like that because you had July, August, September, October, November. It was 5 months. We have May, June, July, August, September, October, maybe November. Maybe we're not in January of 2019, that's for sure. Well, maybe we are. Maybe we are, but I don't think we are, no. So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm past the FOMO, the this, that, it sucks, but you know what I learned? The biggest thing, and you already know this, but it's so cliche. It's always better to wish you were in a trade than wish you were out of a trade. And just recently, I've reached the point where I hate going to zero more than I want to be rich. That's where my brain finally switched. Because I've always lost all my money trying to get more because what I just made wasn't enough. If I made a lot of money on a trade, I didn't get out because I needed more, which is called greed. But now, I guess the opposite of greed, whatever that is, I hate that more finally after all of this time. Whatever the opposite of greed is, I guess capitulation, that feeling in your stomach and your heart and your brain, that feeling is 100 times worse than the greed at the top. So I've made it my decision to stop participating in both, right? If I don't get greedy, if I don't even put myself in a position to achieve greed, which means the amount of money I make is severely limited, then the capitulation is also limited. Because what usually happens is, let's say you have $10,000, you get it to 20,000, then you go down to 15. Now you're like, okay, I still got 5K in profit. I'm just going to stay in. Then it goes to 8. Now you're down. Now you need the 2K back so you don't get out. And then it goes to 3K and then it's evaporation. But if I have 10K and I put 5K in SPY and 2K in Doge, and then I put 2K in 4chan, maybe my 2K in 4chan turns into the greed, but I still have all the other money in somewhere else. That's what I'm going to do this time. I can't go all in on Maneki. Even though we did in the past, it didn't work. And that's the truth, man. It didn't work. At the end of the day, however much money you have now is you decide if it worked or not. The blueprint worked, but the execution failed. So now we know. Now we know. You say it now, but when some fools get 100x on Dogecoin, you're going to get greedy again. No, not in going. I've taken the last couple of months to really change my outlook on my life. Because I don't know how old you are. I'm pretty sure you're the same age as me. Maybe you're a little bit younger. But I physically can't go back to where I was in 2023. Like, I would love to go back to where I was in 2024. But I'm making peace with it that it's not coming anytime soon. Well, maybe it's 2 years from now. But I simply can't risk going back. I can't even go back to where I was in December. That's why I really trying to change the way I think. And even if people get 100x, that's nice. But what about the people that are at 0? I refuse to go back there. And I'm okay with that. Like, just the thought of never going back there is enough to keep me from gambling. It's true. Because, like, we always consider the alternate universe where it's like, oh, if I would have did this, I would have been rich. But we never consider the other side. Well, what if you didn't do this, this, and this? You'd be at 0. And I started doing that. Like, there's a version of me today that is in a very good position just from a decision from 2 months ago. But there's also a version of me that is dying because I didn't do something that I did. So that's how I look at it. And I'm not telling you to give up on trying to be rich. Maybe you can make it. But I'm not saying I've 100% made peace with it, but I'm starting to do the math in my head. And I think just in 2 years with this bull run, I can get to where I need to be. And if I can just let go of the vision I had, which I have to, I have no other choice, the time has already elapsed, then I can be okay. And what I'm saying is, I'm officially okay with being okay because I've been death for so long that just escaping death and knowing that it's knocking on the door, I don't ever want to open the door again. So if it means I'll never be rich, then I'll never be rich. But I refuse to go back to being death. Death is where you can't even go to the store because you're nervous you're gonna have enough to pay all the bills and everything. You know, I don't want to go back there. So I'm okay with it. DMV for 10 says 10K ASM, ACH, Moodang, or Akash for at least 50% pump. Which are you going with? I appreciate the 10. Bizzle for 2 says risk management, you jabronis. I appreciate the 2. Yeah, risk management is always everything. I learned that the hard way, but at least I finally did something about it. I mean, even back in October, I did enough to where I could do something. You know, as long as you have something, you can make it out. But what is making it out? For me, it just means getting to not capitulation. But I appreciate the 2. And DMV King, I actually haven't looked at Moodang in months. Oh, Moodang is actually not looking too shabby. The only problem with Moodang is Solana. Solana's not moving. ASM, I probably wouldn't buy if I wasn't already in. Oh, no, sorry. I was thinking of ACH. Oh, yeah, you did ask me about ACH. Yeah, didn't you ask me about ACH? And I said if it rallies to 1 cent, I would get out. If I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't put 50K in any of those, bro. Oh, no, 10K. I thought you meant 50K as in 5 coins. I would just sit on the 10K, dude. I mean, think about it. This is how I got to look at it. Let's say you're a millionaire. You have $1 million. Are you putting your $1 million on this? I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. It would be nice to put $1 million in and get a 10x, but the 10x only comes after it goes down 95%. I definitely don't think. Let me see. What is this last one? Akash. And on. Hold on. Let me see. Akash network. It's all rubbish. It's all rubbish, man. I don't know. I want to say this because it looks the best, but it also looks like you're right here, which is unironically May of 2025 when S&P made a new high. So maybe we're right here and it's going to consolidate. If I'm being honest with you, as per your question, which would I go with based on the charts? I would say none of them. I wouldn't put 10K in anything. If you made me pick one, I guess I would say Moodang, but it looks like it's right here. You know? So if I put my 10K in Moodang and then it fell by 50%, now I'm down to 5,000, which I think is very likely. If I put my 10K here for the gamble, now I'm already up 50%. But because everything is already up, I don't know if I would buy anything, which is why me personally, I'm not. I don't have anything right now. I'm just watching. But if you made me pick one, I guess I would say ACH because I think there's a chance it rallies up to 1 cent. But I'm not risking 10K just to make 3K, which isn't a horrible risk, but at the same time, I'm risking losing 5K. So technically, I'm risking 5K to make 3K. I don't like that. You know? I think if you can, those are just all rubbish options. I appreciate the 10. I guess Moodang, probably Moodang or ACH. Definitely not the other two. That's what I would pick. I wouldn't pick any of them, but if I had to, I would pick Moodang or ACH. I appreciate the 5, man. The 10, actually. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the 2. S&P 500 is skyrocketing again? No, I pulled back. Yeah, I mean, that's not a pretty candle either. It's like all it takes is that one day where you just say, F it, I'm getting in, and then it rolls over. And I think we have to be getting close to where it's like, dude, some people are just going to say, F it, I'm getting in. I feel that way for the stock market. Because I remember I said this yesterday, I came on the stream and I said QCOM is the only coin that didn't go up yet. And it literally skyrocketed right after I said that. I wasn't gonna buy this, but I was looking at it in the pre-market and I'm like, man, it's 138 bucks or something. And that day it teleported. I was so upset, but like that's where the FOMO comes. The FOMO comes in when you know something's gonna happen and it happens and you just watch it. I don't get pure FOMO from watching things go up. Those days are long gone. I get the FOMO from planning out something, watching it, and then watching the move happen without me. Just like this microchip thing. I've been staring at it. I'm like, I'm reading what it is. It's like a mobile chip, like phone chip thing, and it's only 50 billion market cap. So every day that it goes higher and higher, I'm just going to watch it with FOMO because I know I should be in, but I just can't. I didn't get in when the time to get in was there. But what are you gonna do? You know, like SOXL, I have the worst FOMO in history. But at the same time, it was $8, and now it's at 120 in 1 year. So I'm just gonna watch it. But I have to just suck it up and accept that it's never gonna be $8 again. That was a generational entry. But whenever the correction comes, because it will come, it always does. I just have to get in, which it should be at the end of the year. Because if you look at this and you map Bitcoin's bottoms, they bottom together. Now it's a little different this time because this coin bottomed obviously last year, but Bitcoin has never gone into a bear market and this thing didn't go down with it. Even in 2015, you can see it put a bottom in when Bitcoin bottomed. Or technically I don't know which one's the bottom, but you can clearly see what I'm trying to say. So whenever Bitcoin puts the bottom in, I'm not saying I'm buying this, but I'm not saying I'm not buying it either. Because every bull market, this thing just does a 5x. And now you guys are telling me that there's going to be a robotics bull run. And I'm looking at Intel and I'm like, I'm pretty sure Intel should be like 4 trillion right now. No? My computer runs on Intel. Dun, 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 dun. Intel. Shout out to Mr. Meow. He called the bottom. Intel. It's only 500 billion. Dun, 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 dun. Bizzle for 2. I already read that. That's not FOMO. That's called hesitation. No, hesitation is when you don't know if you should do it. FOMO is when you're saying you should do it, but you're not. I'm not hesitating to buy it because I'm not buying it. Like the reason why I wouldn't say it's hesitation is because hesitation is when you make the plan, but you don't stick to it. Like you're hesitating to get in. I didn't see this down at $63, and I probably wouldn't have bought it anyway. But as I'm watching the green candles climb, that's FOMO. Hesitation would be it's down here and I know it's going to go up, but I'm hesitant to get in. Piling in as the candles are green is technically FOMO, but I didn't have a plan for this. SOXL, I wasn't going to buy it at 40, but I thought it was going to come down here. I thought we were going to get a correction, man. But I now know there's no such thing as a bear market. Now, this is going to come down, don't worry. I mean, it happens every time. It looks like it's going to run and then it comes down. It's not going to come down here. I don't know, is it? Holy crap. It falls by 90% every time. Not every time. Even if it falls by 70%, that only puts it back to where it was. Yeah, but dude, $30, that's not horrible. Because you got to remember now that if it goes down to $30, we're starting a bull market. So this thing could teleport. Yeah, nah, hold on a second, dude. Where's the bear market, man? Where's the bear market? I don't see it. I see green across the screen. Everything on my watch list is green except for this. Wait for this pullback. That's coming. Then get into Doge. I mean, we don't know the pullback is coming right now, but man, look at this bullish propaganda. Are people going to start bringing up the QE again? The QE bull market? Yeah, someone in the chat said it before. We have QE now. That's all right. I'm going to wait. I don't feel any FOMO for crypto. I don't feel FOMO for stocks either. It's just kind of disappointing that how overvalued they are. You know? Like I don't know, maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm old head. Is that what they call them? I can't see a stock being worth 5 trillion and then going on another bull run. You know? Like even this bull run was 2 years. This bull run was 2 years. If you want to say that it's here, this one was 5 years. Like look at this dude. Look at the size of this bull run, man. And the problem with this, saying that this bull run was 5 years, is we're about to enter another bull cycle. So now you're saying that Nvidia is going to rally until the end of 2028? The only explanation for that is it's going to be a small bull run and only goes up by like 50%. Or we are going to get that big move down at the end of the year where it does finally come down. Then you can get a big rally. But I don't know. You know, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to. I don't know. But I can't buy Nvidia at 5 trillion. It's too late. And now I'm thinking to myself, well, before Nvidia, there was Intel. And now everyone's buying Intel. Dun, 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 dun. So now I'm thinking to myself, well, wait a second. Are we going to be saying AMD and Intel are the new Nvidias next time? Because AMD it's at 600 billion right now, but Nvidia is at 4 trillion. So this thing could just go. That's why I think the semiconductors is going to be where I live, or not live, but like, I think it's going to be my focus for the next bull market. But how could we say next bull market if it's in a bull market now? That's why I'm trying to justify like what is going on here. Are we just going to go up and to the right forever? Or Are we going to actually get the 2018 crash where AMD looks like it's going on a bull market and then all of a sudden they pull the rug out of nowhere? But it's not out of nowhere because it's what usually happens. So what I mean by that is you can see AMD was ultra bullish during a Bitcoin bear market. It went from $9 to $35. But then when Bitcoin collapsed, AMD turned on a dime and fell by 50%. Literally from October to December, it fell by 50%. But then you never went back to that price ever again. 2022, it was bearish the whole way down. In 2024, it turned bearish on a dime. So technically you could say, well, the bear market was in 2024. But when Bitcoin goes down, it also goes down. So that tells me there's a chance that if Bitcoin is still in a bear market, which is what I think, that AMD is in FOMO territory, but there will be a big move down whenever Bitcoin goes down. So it's like, I can't buy AMD at 350 because it could go back to 200 on a dime. And that's not just a rubbish ass statement. That's literally what happens. It took 2 months to fall 50%. This one was even faster from August to October. No, it's 2 months as well. But if AMD falls by 50%, then Nvidia should also fall. And if Nvidia and AMD both fall, then that semiconductor ETF should also fall. But it's just, they just keep going up, up, up and away. It's like, oh, do I FOMO in? I can. I know I shouldn't. That's where my FOMO is, though. I don't feel any FOMO for crypto. There's none. So realistically, I think the only thing I'm a little bit frustrated, I'm not really frustrated, but I think I'm going to get pissed off if this thing goes to $100 though. Yeah, no, it's going. Damn it. Especially with earnings coming up. It's going to go to $200. Oh, this one's, it's not really eating me because I wasn't really going to get in. This one I was actually going to get in. But I shit you not, the day I thought of the plan, like I thought of the plan and then the next day it just gapped up. So I'm like, I can't buy in on a gap up, and then it just kept going. So you just got to be on top of it all the time, and I can't really do that anymore. I mean, I could, but I don't have the... It's weird for me because I think we're in a bear market for crypto. So this is why I'm rambling like this. How could I put my money in a semiconductor if we're halfway through a Bitcoin bear market? And at any moment, when Bitcoin rolls over, the semiconductors fall by 50%. So the only answer to that would be you have to trade and monitor, but I can't do that right now. I don't want to. So I'd rather just sit here and do nothing for 6 more months because it's going to go by like, it's weird. I can only snap with my left hand, even though I'm right-handed. I mean, I could kind of snap with my right hand, but my left hand I could snap with. I can't really snap with my right hand, but it's tough. And I learned that when it's tough and you feel like you need to force a decision, just do nothing. So I'm doing nothing. We messed up, should have just gone to work, get a job, get education, get a life, DCA, stock market. I mean, dude, I see you still have a very negative attitude. Personally, it doesn't impact me. I'm making peace with it because it only takes 2 years. There's only 2 years before we go back or get to where we need to go. And I would rather get back to where I need to be than be 40 and saying the same thing. Now, people might misinterpret that and say that, oh, because you're 40, you can't do this or that. No, it's different for me and non-Ngoyan because we burned so much time. I said this yesterday. If you're just finding crypto now and you're 40 or 50, then that's fine. But if you've been here since you were, which is impossible because crypto wasn't around 20 years ago, but if you were here since you were 20, you know, maybe there is a problem. And for me and non-Ngoyan, because we've been here forever, he's looking at it from a negative perspective where he has to make it all back. Maybe he does, but I'm also accepting that it's not possible right now. But the difference is I'm accepting it's not possible right now, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. And the longer you spend rotting with a toxic attitude, the less likely it is you're going to get it back at all. So I've accepted that money's gone, that life I had is gone. But you know what? In 2 years, let's see where we're at. I'm okay with that. And I'm thinking about the whole process, and it does make me kind of smile because I did make a lot of money on YouTube, thanks to you all. But I gambled it all away on, I don't even know. I remember there was a gentleman in the chat, he doesn't come here anymore. He sent me, that's how the Europeans talk, he sent me, S-E-N-D, he sent me money. He sent me like $500 and I was so grateful for it. And I gambled it away on Baby Pepe. In 2023, they launched Pepe and they launched Baby Pepe, and I gambled it away. And every check I got from YouTube, I gambled it away. This time, it's not even gonna touch anything. There's no crypto. So I'm looking forward to the bull market. I know I can get where I need to go, but I can't be a millionaire. It's impossible. Unless I get lucky and I turn 5K into 20K, and then I take the 20K and put it on Doge, you know, whatever this is. But I hope Nangoyan doesn't remain that way the whole time, man, because before you know it, the bull market is going to be here. And yeah, we're not going to be as young as we once were, but it's better to get somewhere later than you wanted than to never arrive. Because in 10 years, you could still be spamming buttons trying to get the money back. That's what scares me. That's what scares me. I'm on it, honestly. Like, yeah, it sucks. We burn so much time, but what if you burn another 10 years? You know? I'm assuming you're probably like 27 or 26 or 28 or somewhere in there. Imagine you just burned 10 years. Now you're burning another 10 years trying to click buttons. That scares me. It does. So I'm making peace with it as fast as I can. There's 2 years. There's 6 months left. There's 6 months left of the bear market. So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm pretty sure we're probably the same age. Most of us are probably the same age. I think the majority of people might be slightly older, but we're all pretty much in the same age bracket. Like the two brackets are like 50, like 40 and 50, and then 30 and 40. Very few people are like 24, 25. Those people are gone. They're already evaporated. It doesn't mean they're not here, but the youth usually comes in from the streamers, like not even the crypto streamers, but like the popular celebrity streamers. That's where they come from. Like, even remember Anita Max Win? All those people that funneled in, those people are long gone. The people that are here now are pretty much probably 30s and 40s and 50s. So we don't want to burn any more time because we don't really have time to burn. Some of us did. I don't anymore, unfortunately. But that's what Nangoyan is saying. He's like, oh, I wasted all this time. But what are you going to do about it? You know, because I remember, I'll show you this story. I'll show you this story. In 2021, I hit X amount of dollars, and then I lost it all. And then I remember 2022 and 2023 felt like hell. But that's because I put myself there saying, I have to get the money back. And then in the first month of 2024, I got all the money back. And I was like, oh, just like that, I'm back, baby. You know? So even though it was 2 years, yeah, it was November of 2021 to January. So like 2 years and 3 months. I'm trying to get the point across that in 2 years, it's time to get out again. That's how I'm looking at it. 2 years from now, it's time to exit again. Time to go cash again. At least for some of us, right? Specifically non-Ngoyan. Because non-Ngoyan is probably buying this, and these coins will be bearish in 2 years. Bitcoin is going to be bullish until 4 years, or I guess 3.5 years, right? Now the S&P is always bullish. That's why I do need to learn more and start doing stocks. But even though I'm not smart, I'm not that dumb, I'm not throwing my money in when we're halfway through a bear market. Because one thing I will say, sorry, for a Bitcoin bear market, in my opinion at least, and that's not why I said it that way. What I was trying to refer to is, even though I'm not dumb, or I'm not stupid, I'm not that dumb, where SPY could go up as high as it wants. But if, which I think it is, if we're still in a Bitcoin bear market, the S&P, because of how big these moves up are, you're going to be shocked at how big the move down is. Like even just this. This was a nasty crash. It was 20%. It was done in 2 months. From February to April, done. In 2018, we saw the same thing. It was holy shit. You know? And it was done in 2 months, from October to December. But the reason I say this is because compare the 2017 bull run to now. It's freaking huge. It's huge. So that kind of puts in the back of my head that maybe that crash, maybe it doesn't come. It has come every time. It could be bigger than people think it is. But if it does come, and it happens to be October, November, December, we're going to know, all right, this is it. Pull the trigger. You know? Maybe it doesn't happen. Again, maybe it's different this time, but I don't want to base my account on maybe. I did that already. The reality is, whenever Bitcoin has bottomed, the S&P has come to this green moving average. So maybe it takes a long time, but at some point it'll come back to this green moving average, or at least near it. Now, maybe it's different this time, but the thing is, here's the thing. We're at 78.5 and it's May. If June passes and July passes and August passes and the eclipse passes and we're still at 78K, you know we're going down there. And I have to assume that every time Bitcoin has bottomed, SPY has come down here. I'm going to have to assume that SPY is coming down here. And because we keep having these God pumps, the move down could be just as big. That's what I think. I think we could get a 2020. I think we could get a 2018 move down where it's 1, 2, 3, holy shit, and then we go right back up. But the thing is, you could have FOMO'd in July of 2018 or August of 2018 when we broke the high, and you would have been like, aha, I'm making money. But then it took an entire year to get your money back. And the problem is, you could have used all that money down here and you would have made so much more. That's why I'm not FOMOing. Even though I want to, my heart or my gut says just sit on your hands, because even though it could go all the way to 800, maybe it does. Then it'll go from 800 all the way down to 600. And that doesn't sound like it's possible, but it is because of the percentage. That's why everything is moving so high. Because the percentages are like 3-4%, but now 3% of 700 is what? 20? It's 20 points. So imagine the downside swing when it goes down 20%. That's going to be 200 points. Holy shit. You know? And wherever that is, that's when I'll say, okay, it's time to FOMO in. And we always say, oh, like Nanangoyan just said, we should have did this, we should have did that. I might just do it this time. I might just suck it up and say, you know what? If I buy in now, yeah, I won't be rich, but I'll never be poor unless it's 2008. But we just sat through 2008. How many of us buy coins that go down 50% in a week? I'll never forget, and then I'm gonna end the live stream here. I'll never forget I was live streaming and I had 100K on Win and they were migrating the chain. I don't remember exactly where it was. It might have been here. No, I don't know. I don't know when they tweeted some rubbish that they're gonna migrate chains, or sorry, relaunch the coin, and I lost 50K in an hour. That's essentially like a 2008 crash in an hour. But in 2008 took years. I don't remember exactly where it was, but they did some stupid tweet where they said we're migrating. I think it was April. I think it was right here. Yeah, because I got out on the bounce. Right. Look at this. This was my 2008 crash in 1 hour. So if it's going to take 2008 to get me to go to zero, which by the way, I could still just hold, fine. But if it's not 2008, then some of these prices are going to be nuts. Which is why I keep looking at the semiconductors, which $8 was a generational entry. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, man. Even just 1,000 shares. Look at that. But maybe we get something like this. Comes back to 45, and then you get a bigger run to 300 by 2030. Is that line up? Why not? You guys are telling me they're making robots and shit? Maybe. For every person that made it, there's 1,000 people that didn't make it. Yeah, exactly. You don't hear about the people that don't make it. They don't exist. They hide in the shadows. I'm just one of the people that don't hide in the shadows. I mean, I have my periods of hiding, yes, but most of the people on YouTube did make it already. I'm not one of them. But I'm also accepting that, as I said before, I'm so tired of going back to the dark, desperate capitulation that I was even in 4 months ago. I'm not there anymore. Well, I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to say anything, jinx it, but I don't want to go back there, honestly. So I'm okay with sitting in cash doing nothing, because if you don't FOMO in, you can't go to zero. So I do have to make a real game plan because we know from 2023 you could start out with nothing and go to the moon. Me and Nanangoyan and John Doe. Shout out to John Doe. I don't know if he's still around, but the three of us, we started out with a peanut bag, literally a peanut bag, and we all ran it up. Now, the reality is none of us had proper money management because we've never had that much money before, so we gave it all back. That's why whenever someone says, oh, if I just had X, then I can do this. No, you can't, because if you can't manage the money that you have now, you're not going to be able to manage whatever. So I'm not glad I made the mistake, but I'm glad I did it at my age because I can't afford to do that ever again. But we know it's doable. So maybe we start out with a peanut bag. If we did it once, we can do it again. But what I want to do is skip over the hell, right? Skip the phase of losing everything. That's why I don't feel FOMO, because I know the pain of watching the red candles as I'm holding my coins. There's no recovering for some people. So we got plenty of time. But at the same time, we only got 5 months, I think. So I think starting in June, maybe we'll start in May. We're going to start making a game plan. Because again, even though we messed up the execution, I had this really nice Bitcoin chart. Oh yeah, you remember that? You remember the Bitcoin chart that I had? The one with the blue squares? Yeah, and it said get out here. Dude, I can't believe we faded that chart. I deleted it, but that was a nasty chart, man. That was actually a really good chart. Yeah, I deleted it. It was the Moonboy chart. It had a box that said we're bullish here, and it said get out here, but we faded the shit out of it. So, but anyway, I had another chart that had a bunch of indicators, and it said when to get in and when to get out. We're gonna make all those charts again, like pretty soon. I mean, I just showed you today. The Cutler RSI said that whatever we just sat through is some type of momentum bottom. So the next bottom should be the bottom, right? But like, here's an example. You got the yellow bars down here. This is telling us that we're pretty close to the end of the bear market, but we're not necessarily through it. Because in 2018, it was the bottom. In 2022, it was not the bottom. So I have to assume that this is not the bottom. Because like I told you before, this is not the top. If you bought Bitcoin at 60K, will you be okay in the long run? Yes. You're going to make a lot of money because Bitcoin will probably go to 150, 160. Just like if you sold Bitcoin here, well, technically not at the box, but close enough to it, right? If you sold it at 72K, you did kind of leave some money on the table, but you still got out. So if you bought Bitcoin at 60K, maybe that's the bottom. But if it isn't, then you are going to be underwater for a little bit. But in the big picture, you should be okay. Just like here, if you bought Bitcoin at 20,000, you did go underwater for a little while by 20%. So if Bitcoin goes to what? 48K, you're going to be underwater for a little while. But none of us are buying Bitcoin. We're buying whatever you're buying. That guy asked me if he should buy ASM. Come on, man. That was actually a good one. This guy said, should I put my money on here? It's like, holy shit. Holy shit. So I think we just got to get through this. Maybe it's different this time. Maybe it is bullish, but I can't tell you that. I can tell you that the momentum is maximum bullish, so I can't really be the biggest bear right now, but I do think the bear market is still underway. I think we're just getting a big rally. So not only did we fade it, but we faded multiple top signals. Exactly. You know, we had the Trump inauguration. We had there was a Solana chart on Google Trends that said get out. We faded every single one of them. Now we're not gonna. Even if like even this, I'm not fading this. Some people say that it's not gonna happen. I think it does. This is the exact chart that we used in 2023. It was different because we was rainbow colored, but it was the Nupal. And we said when it comes to blue, it's probably time to start getting out. On this chart, it's red. But you hit red in March and you hit red again in December. And what do we always say? Just one more time. It didn't hit this time, so we didn't get out. And then we died. Death. Just like here, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it doesn't happen this time. But I can't say maybe it doesn't happen because it's happened every time. And you can see it's making higher lows. So the next move down should be the bottom. And then we'll say, okay, the next time we hit red, it's probably time to start taking the money out. Now we'll have to play it by the market. Obviously, if Bitcoin is up and nothing else is up, then maybe that's not the best time to get out. But most of us had a lot of money back here. So it was time to get out. Most of us had a lot of money back here. So it was time to get out. Most of us had a lot of money back here. So it was time to get out. The problem is we don't want to get out. Just like down here, it's going to be very hard to get in, but we just have to trust it. Like, yeah, this historically, this is the best time to get in. But this is just an example of something. And then again, we have that fear and greed index too, which I know I already said this a couple streams ago. This was essentially what we were using for the new pool, but we were look at how greedy we were. This exact moment, I don't know if Non-Ngoyan is still in the chat, but when this thing hit greed was the exact moment Non-Ngoyan turned greedy. It was extreme greed. Now, you can't just get out because it's extreme greed, because you would have missed the whole bull run in 2020. But there's more than one indicator. So the next time it hits blue, if the price of Bitcoin is near or at the previous all-time high, that's probably the big bull run. And that's something that we're going to obviously talk about. Like what I just said is extremely important, at least for me. If we're at extreme greed and Bitcoin just made a new all-time high, that is the time to make the money. That's how it was in 2020. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high at extreme greed, and Dogecoin did 1000x. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high in 2024, 2023, and Non-Ngoyan got a 40x. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high in extreme greed, and Anita Max Win or whatever the hell you bought, Pepe, MSTR, Doge, even Doge. Doge made a new high, didn't make a new all-time high. So if the fear and greed is at blue and Bitcoin's at 120, 130K, that is where the money is made. Just because it hits greed doesn't mean it's necessarily the top, even though it was in July of 2019. But you can see in 2020, August, it wasn't. If you sold your crypto August of 2020, then you missed the whole run. So we're going to have a bunch of charts that help us like, okay, this X, Y, and Z must happen. And if they're all there, you just gotta do what's best for you. Which unfortunately, as most of us know, we had that exact chart. We said if X, Y, and Z happen, we have to get out. And we didn't get out. But next time, we're not going to make that mistake. Okay? And we should call it a stream for today. I remember watching the Hawk to a coin. No way, this is the top. Yeah, it was definitely the top. Hawk to a girl. But I appreciate all the support today, all the super chats, all the members. Appreciate that. We're halfway there, in my opinion. So maybe it's different this time. Maybe we're going to the moon, but only time will tell. If you were going to go to the moon, this is the environment for it to happen. So for the Hopium people, here's your bull market right here. Almost an exact replica. We should go up on May 29th. Sorry, 21st. And if not, then there's nowhere to go but 50K. So no matter what, if you're bullish or bearish, just manage your risk. Don't lose all your money, please. I need you to stick around. And we'll be back. Tomorrow's Saturday. Should be back tomorrow. Enjoy your day. As always, none of this is financial advice. Take care and stay safe, and I'll see you soon.